Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh, Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh.
They have this real big old screen, lights dark. It's like early in the morning. I'm like, well, I'm 1920. Just, all right, down go Frazier. I'm about to nod off.
Oh, wow.
What time do you have to be there?
I think it was 7:30.
I worked that midnight shift.
Yeah,
Man, let me tell you something, man. Ken would be like, hey, what you doing? Oh, this and that and the third. I got to go to work. I'm like, bro, it's 10:30. Like, what you mean you got to go to work? I'm going to sleep. Like,
I got grown way too early. It was a college job, but it ended up being, I worked there 15 years.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was one of the places like you can't shake.
yeah.
Like, I mean, it was almost like it was too easy.
Yeah.
Eventually, not in the beginning. Like, you know what I mean? It's when they call it underpaid slaves, UPS. That's what it stood for.
I ain't never heard that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Underpaid slave. I'm
Man,
telling you,
that's wild.
is. I've never seen a place. But it taught me the core of, like, and we can go back into this when we start talking, but the core of, like, who I am. UPS built that as a manager and, like, learning of how to, like, I tell people as a manager, I'm not like your best friend. I don't go in there and
That's
be
right.
like all the other kind of stuff. I just give you your ground rules and I just make sure I'm consistent.
Yeah.
And then you're going to respect consistency. That's all everybody
Exactly.
want,
That's
rules
all
and
they want.
consistency,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
After that, if we click, then we can
Then
kind
we
of
can
be
develop a
friends.
friendship.
But from day one, I'm just like, look, this is what I expect you to do. This is what I need you to do. Da, da, da. I'm dry. I'm not your favorite person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I might smile like this, but I'm not going to do all that spending time and this is what you do. Da, da, da. No.
Yeah. It's funny, though, because it's kind of like, that's how I take the approach, too, kind of a little bit, because it's easier to let the reins lighten up and then try to tighten them later.
That's it.
So if you're up front with your standard and your expectations for them, then, you know.
People will hate you if you do them rules later.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you switched up. We were cool at first. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like with my people that I lead, I build these systems and say, look, I understand you're gonna forget because it's a lot of information coming at you at one time. So go to this page. It's got everything you ever wanted to know about anything you ever wanted to know. Now, my door is always open. You can always come to me and talk to me. That's not a problem. But the first thing I'm gonna ask you is, did you check the page? Like is there? And then when I know they didn't, I'll send them the link or I'll send them a screenshot. Well, according to page 3, paragraph 6, lines 3 through 7, da. Oh, okay.
Damn,
you know what I
look,
mean?
They just want to shoot you to get you the answer there.
Right, exactly. But I'm trying to teach them how to fish because what they don't understand is the stuff that I'm busy with every day. I'm busy keeping the foolishness from trickling down. The defense that I'm playing up top, that these people have no clue what's happening way up there. Like, I'm trying to make sure that, look, y'all do these tasks so that I can keep you doing these tasks.
Right.
Because if you are so worried about what I'm doing and you don't do your tasks, it ain't gonna be no task for nobody.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
That's
if
right.
you do
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, and everybody can go home.
Right.
But you don't do as much as they do. Managers don't.
Oh,
You
no,
see
that's-
what I mean?
bro,
And I tell people, I be like, listen, the whole level of what you think you ain't got to do.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to think.
Bro,
You know.
It really is a cost of being the boss.
Staff thinks that managers don't do anything.
Right.
That is the greatest lie ever told. We actually do everything that is infrastructural to the business. We're talking to phone vendors, making sure we got enough licenses so the phone will ring. We out here making sure that, like, there was an AWS outage, let's move this over here so that the people can keep working. We're doing all this stuff keeping you up. It's like when you're running your household, right? Your kids might look at you and be like, oh, yeah, we got a nice house, this and that and the third, but you ain't on the phone with Wells Fargo. Right. You ain't out here talking to Progress Energy, PSNC. Right. You ain't out here trying to figure out who gonna fix this hole in the wall.
Right.
All of that. Kid, it's the same thing.
It is the
Staff
same
look at
thing.
us and be like, well, y'all ain't doing nothing. I'm like, fam, let me tell you something. Well, I'll run circles around you.
Well,
and in my
staff
job, I did their job. I started as an engineer.
Right.
So when they get to talking that mess, I'll be like, let me stop you right there, big homie. Because I done did what you did. So I know what you do. You don't know what I do.
Right. It get like that.
Right. Honest communication, even when, like, engaging with managers previously in other roles, I was the type of person that like, hey, let's just have a transparent conversation. And I'm letting them know that it's a safe place. Ain't nothing we say here gonna go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I've built that relationship with managers before, and then we just talk. And I think people just assume like they ain't doing nothing, this and that. And it's like, you just don't like your job. Let's just say what it is. Because you just find it like you don't like because you so focused on something else and not what you need to do.
Exactly.
If that's the case, then my guy, move on. Don't complain. Just be quiet while applying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I do.
Right. Oh yeah. That's what you're supposed to do.
Cool.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
worry
yeah.
about
We
it.
all understand that everyone's going to do what's best for them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we all understand, and as an entrepreneur yourself, there are going to be people who understand that this is a season. It's going to be some people that think you're going to be there forever. But really, it's about what are we doing today? It's one day at a time, one step at a time. And at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you and your family. That's really what's important. If you get an opportunity somewhere you want to dip, I ain't never been the type of leader to be like, oh, well, why you leaving us? Ain't no us, because us is at 1705. Us ain't in here.
Right.
Yeah,
You feel me? My us is back there. I know what my us is. My us is in Johnson County. Shout out to Joko. You know what I'm saying? So like, you'll never see me. Well, why are you leaving us? I'll be like, okay, cool. Well, you. You gonna make 40% more? I feel you, dog. I'll get with you. Drinks on
Congratulations.
you when I see you. Congratulations.
Right.
I enjoyed your time. Like, it's as simple as that.
I haven't had much turnover. Even with the company, we probably like in the last 4, we only lost 2. One was because we fired him. The other one was because he got another job. Now, can you come back? Is the question. You see what I mean? Now
Exactly.
that's where I do. Depending on why you left. If you left for money, I don't knock it. You know what I mean? But if you had to come back, it wasn't a wise decision that you thought it all the way through. And just because you left for money, bringing you back home makes me nervous that the next time you find something that's more, you're going to leave again. You see what I mean? But what I found out, especially that's why that knowing your people, it was his management of how he did his money. Because it wasn't that the job wasn't good. It was just you didn't know how to spend your
Manage
money.
it on the back end.
So you left with this job, and then you still got money problems. But how you make more and you still in the same hole? Like, you know what I mean?
Because he's growing and elevating his lifestyle.
Elevating
his
the
lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the truth. So good people out there, get to the bread. That's cool. But, hey, pull out a spreadsheet. Welcome, good people, to the Breaking Bread podcast. Listen, we got a good one for y'all today. I'm Lee.
And I'm Derek.
And today we have Ken from High Point Logistics. I've known this brother for a very, very, very long time. We'll get into that for a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? We'll get that to the end. You feel me? So Ken, talk to us. Tell us about High Point Logistics. First of all, how can we find y'all on social media? Tell us about the business, what you do every day, and a little bit of how it works.
High Point Logistics, we're a local trucking company out of High Point, North Carolina. We take care of about 250 miles of High Point. That's our stomping ground. That's where we go find the majority of our customers. You can find us at www.highpointlogistics.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, Ken Altman Jr., and then it's got a little bit more. I have to kind of put it in a little chat at the end. Y'all can check. I could put all that stuff in there, but that's how you find us. But we're located, like I said, in High Point, North Carolina. We've been open 4 years now.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what types of products do you guys move with High Point Logistics?
General freight. It depends on like really what the customer. We don't do anything that like hazmat. You know what I mean? But most of the stuff we are in the High Point. I mean, we are in the furniture capital of the world. So it's a lot of furniture. Sometimes it's supplies. Sometimes it's stuff that I didn't even know existed. You know what I mean? When it comes to making a couch or like a chair or a dresser, and it's just funny. Once you become local and you figure out what moves at a shorter distance, like you'll be surprised that, oh, wait a minute, how's these companies get these nails in, these screws, these little things that you don't think about.
That's true. They got to be moved around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have to be moved around. Hey, that sound like I'm just thinking about how you even package that up to ship just nails off. I'm thinking of like a pallet of nails or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It just be like little boxes. Some of that stuff that they'll do box trucks or cargo vans. We just started on that end of it too. We have 53-foot trucks and tractors, or trailers and tractors. But we also have the cargo vans and the box trucks, that kind of level too. Taking care of all that 250. Yeah. What do you need? You need that 2 pallets moved, or you need 100 pallets moved? Like,
right.
We're there for you.
And High Point Logistics can get that from you. So y'all got transfer trucks, the 52-footers, box trucks, cargo vans. If y'all need something moved in the High Point area, holla at High Point Logistics, good people. So we're going to start with, for our fans with this, I cannot be convinced. As y'all know, we all going to take a position on this, and we're going to tell the people what we think. So I'm going to go with something real easy today. The weather's changing, daylight savings time is gone, all that type of stuff. I cannot be convinced that anything 45 degrees and less when it comes to this here temperature is not wild cold. Once you get to 45 degrees, though, it's wild cold outside. Think about how inconvenient it is to just live when it's 45 degrees, right? Your trash is full. It's 30 degrees outside. You don't think about that when it's 81 and it's June. Boom, you got the tank top on, shorts, bam, taking the trash out. Now you out here got to find where my coat at.
Right, you got to prepare.
Where my boots at. I can't go out there with the slides on.
Right.
Then you get in the driveway, you'll mess around and be spilt out, fell on, you know what I'm saying? Boom. So you laying out in the driveway with a box of Cheerios on your hand.
I'm
You
done.
feel me?
I'm walking back in the house. I'm done for the day.
Yeah, listen, done.
Yeah.
Done. Now I get it. People want to show off the boots and the sweaters and all that. Get your Carl Thomas together, turtleneck, booming. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But 45 degrees and under, it's unnecessary. We don't need it. Think about it, bro. Water freezes at 32. Even water is done with you, Cole. Even water
That's
is
real.
done with you. Water, you get
That's
too cold,
real.
water be like, bro, you keep playing, I ain't moving no more.
I ain't moving
You
no
can't,
more.
you keep running.
Yeah.
I told you stop playing with me. So this winter stuff, this cold stuff, now my favorite holidays in the winter, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But I cannot be convinced. Anything 45 degrees and under when it comes to this here temperature. Wild cold, don't need it. Y'all can keep it. Give me the 95, 100% humidity. Give me that side. Because this cold stuff, even water don't rock with it.
Right.
Even water don't rock with it.
And,
You feel what I'm talking about?
Let me tell you something. My sister went to grad school in Boston. She went to BC for grad school. And I went there twice. It was first time was in August. It was lovely. A smooth 78 to 82, breezy, beautiful. We went out. We had family friends that lived in Gloucester. Great. The next time I'm up there helping her move, it was in February. Me and my cousin. She had went to orientation. Me and my cousin still in the hotel downtown. We went to a pizza spot to get some food. It might have been a block and a half away. It felt like 8 miles, dog. The way that wind was blowing and cutting, it felt like 8 miles. That was the last time I went out for food. Everything else got ordered. Everything else, who delivered?
That's what I'm saying, bro. We're going to subject somebody else.
That's
but
where the owner of Uber was probably and all and Uber Eats and all that stuff. They were like, man, how can I not
Now,
have
I know
to
they
go
hungry
out?
and it's cold out there.
How can I get my food at my front door so I got to go outside in the cold? Yeah, but I like that middle part, like that fall.
Yeah.
It's like when you get into that winter, it's like, oh, yeah, I got to put that triple fat goose out. Like, you put it on in the car, but you're getting hot, so you got to take the coat off. Like, yeah, that
you got your fist with the AC. Like, I know it's hot outside, cold outside, but I'm kind of cold in here a little bit. You got to find the right one.
You got to go over there and warm your car up.
Man.
Yep. The trigonometry that has to go on to survive the cold, bro.
Yeah.
Windows got to get straight.
And to wake up out the bed and get out the bed in the morning when it's cold.
Let's talk about it, dog.
That's a fight. You want that covers?
You
feel
an
that
old man
toastiness?
listen, you an old man went about to square up, bro.
Right.
Like
I ain't really got to pee.
Right. Man.
I
do I have to do
Let me just
this?
turn off my
Right.
side. Maybe I ain't got to pee real. I got 30 more minutes.
Right. Pick up the phone, snooze, boom. Out of here. Oh man. So what y'all got on? What can y'all not be convinced of today? We gonna slide to Ken. Ken, what can you not be convinced of today?
I cannot be convinced that Chick-fil-A's line is not going to be wrapped around a building twice once they add these wings to the menu.
Bro, you broke news to me when you said that in the car. I didn't even know they were dropping wings.
They already had 50 cars in line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they got me in line with that mac and cheese that they got. You see what I'm saying? And I was wondering where they were going. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you put mac and cheese, I got a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? But I tried it.
Yeah.
And it was great. You know what I'm saying? It was slamming. Like, I literally would go get my mac and cheese from there and then go get some meat, like some bone-in chicken from Bojangles. Like, you know what I mean? Bojangles need to figure out what Chick-fil-A did with their mac and cheese. But them wings, though, I can't figure out, like, how many more points am I about to have on my app.
Oh, I'm about to run it up.
I'm
about to run it up.
I'm about to be in, I don't know, what is that, platinum level? Yeah, I mean, like, what's the highest level that you can go to on that Chick-fil-A app?
They're going to give you a card one day. Just here you go, sir. I appreciate you. You know.
You at the VP level.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
You got to wait in line. Is that Ken? Come on now, everybody.
Ken Cat can go see you now.
Can I say I'm a little upset, though? Because I used to could order in the app, and I could order it on my way.
Right.
Now they make you pick the park. And you don't know until you get there what park is open. So it used to be I could order my food, and then
Right.
by the time I get there, it's just already ready.
Got you.
Now I gotta wait again.
Oh, man.
You gotta wait. You gotta
So,
order
but the
the
one
food
in Briar
again.
Creek, they'll bring it out through the drive-through. They have 2 separate
Yep.
lanes. So they got like if you use the app, you use this lane. They come out, boop, scan it, and you driving on off. The problem is, like you said, the lines double and triple wrapped around the building. So let me get this straight. So y'all in here dropping flats, and y'all got the booming lemonade with that Chick-fil-A seasoning on top of that thing, there, and they've been cooking chicken for 75,000 years, though.
Oh, so you a flat guy?
Oh yeah, straight team flats, bro.
Oh
If-
yeah.
You flats?
If the wing,
I wasn't, and then somebody turned me on to the flats, and I won't go back.
Let me help you understand something. If your wing ain't got 2 bones in it, I don't want it, dog. Listen,
You know,
listen. all that Frankenstein meat or that be on that drum, bro.
Frankenstein meat.
Yo, bro, straight up, bro. The drum be as big as my fist, bro. You gonna bite a balloon, cuz?
Yes.
You got it.
Let me say this. I don't have a preference. In these streets, they're like, you flats a drum. I'm like, I'm neutral.
I'm team chicken.
I'm team chicken. I'm team
Right,
chicken.
right.
The answer is yes. That's what it is for
Right,
me.
right, right.
But I like both of them. Like flats, you know, man, my uncle twist the bones out. You got all meat, dip in the sauce, you good to go. But I'm like you, that chip, I'm gonna be there with you.
But see, the thing is about the drum. Sometimes it's who cooking it. They can
That's
mess
true.
up on them
Nah, that's
drums.
facts.
Yep.
That's facts.
But you rarely gonna get
Mess
a messed
on the
up flat.
Because the ratio of meat to chicken skin to season
Talk to them.
is solid.
It do be,
You know what I'm
and when
saying?
you, that flat be crispy, right? Because I like my wings crispy. So it's just like, yeah, crispy.
Yeah,
I got-
I
ain't
need-
no crispy.
I need them a little bit
I don't
soft.
want my gums cut.
Yeah,
My
I'm
thing
trying to
is,
eat you.
my flat test is index finger on bone number 1, thumb on the other, and I be to twist that thing like that with one hand. Y'all need to see it one more time. Bam! If I can do that, and that flat come apart like it's supposed to, then we looking good.
Wait a minute.
You know how like
Wait, I need to know that trick is what.
so. Boom, index finger on one bone, on the one facing away from you, the other one, and then like you take it and you twist
Yeah,
it like
twist
this.
it, pull it out.
Boom, and that joints just fall apart.
Yep.
Same thing with the chicken legs.
I'm
You know
gonna
we
order
be at
me
the
some
family
wings on the way
reunion.
home. I gotta try it. I'm
You know what I'm
gonna
talking
order
about?
this
That's how you know
just
it's
to try
ready.
it.
When you turn, it should be just one.
You
little
gonna FaceTime Lee like that? Okay, that's the technique.
Like
man.
this?
Yeah, turn it the other way, kid.
Counterclockwise.
I can't get it. I'm on wing number 5.
You mess it up on purpose. Just like with them chicken legs, man, because I can't stand the rubbery chicken, right? So
Yeah,
somebody on the
same.
grill, that chicken leg, right? Here's the key. Here's the secret. You know, because y'all country, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? When the skin on that bone
Mm-hmm.
is gone,
Yeah.
that's when it's ready.
Yeah, you're right. When it's
When I
pulled
pick,
up a
listen,
little bit with its pull.
it should be some on the back, but none on the front.
Right.
It's something like that, like
Mm.
chicken, you know, little chicken hacks, all that type of stuff. Oh man, we done spent 10 minutes talking about chicken. Derek, what you got? What you got for the I cannot be convinced?
Somebody gonna look at this and was like, I knew it. Man, here go my. We was talking about this in the car. I'm gonna use it. Like I said, Lee ain't hear this. You know, there's a thing where people say, you know, white people can't cook and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I got to defend my Southern whites. I cannot be convinced that Southern white people know how to cook.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They know how to throw down.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, they say white people can't cook. Look, them Southern whites I know, they know how to throw on the grill. They know how to cook in the kitchen. Now, you know, when you go to potlucks and stuff, you got to question who what.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the ones you know from up the street that's in your community,
Mm-hmm.
those the ones I'm saying. I ain't talking about the ones at work. You don't know where they came from. They might have been from up north or whatever. I'm talking about the
Right.
ones right there up the street in Selma, ones right up the street from my hometown, Wilson County in Wilson.
Yep.
I know them people can cook.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying, bro. And Beasley's Chicken and Honey,
Man.
Ashley Christensen, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
That chicken is like that.
It is good
You hear
chicken.
me? Like
Beasley's.
Beasley's Chicken,
Chicken
and
and
Honey.
Honey.
We got to go there one day.
Oh
with it.
yeah, absolutely.
Sensational. Yeah, man. Like
They do
We
chicken and waffles.
we had grandsons.
Oh,
as
yeah, I
a
remember
buffet.
grandsons.
Yeah.
And so like going back, I live like in High Point, Greensboro area now. So trying to tell them what a country buffet is. It doesn't exist up there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, y'all, they're like go in the crowd. And I'm like,
That ain't
no, I'm talking about like fatback.
Right.
On a
Fatback.
like on a
Right.
big
Yeah,
big
yeah,
all you
tray
can
of
eat
fat
fatback.
yeah, you got fat back in a pan in literal pig skin.
Right,
Mm.
pig
The
skin.
roasted skin.
Right.
And when you turn it over, you got all that collagen on the
Yep.
back. I'm talking about when you bite it, you get the chewing and get the
Yep.
nut. Listen, bro.
They don't know nothing about that.
They don't know about that country,
don't know
but it
about
is
that.
a place in Atlanta called Mary Mac Tea Room.
Tea room. Yep.
I ain't ever heard of it.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah, we talking about Southern. We talking about Caucasian Southern eating places.
Yeah.
Bro, and when you walk into
Oh,
the
yeah.
spot, it looked like a Baptist church.
Really?
Yeah, they got the soft padding on the carpet. Like it's very warm, very
I was about to say, I
welcoming.
know-
Your table bread is blueberry muffins and cinnamon rolls.
Tell me more, man. Go ahead, keep talking about that.
I can't tell you no more.
Brother, what
If
else
I
you
tell
want?
you anymore, I'm gonna book a ticket and I'm gonna go there when I leave here.
Right. And then 5 hours later, hey, yo, welcome back to the Breaking Bread podcast. It's 8:30. We in Atlanta at Mary Matt's.
We in Atlanta.
We live right here at Mary Matt Tea Room.
We love. Man, good people. We so thankful that y'all decided to come out here with us. We with Ken from High Point Logistics. You know, so he's an entrepreneur. Him and his business partners got together, formed this logistics company. So, you know, tell us a little more about the logistics business, right? So from the outside looking in, you know, me, I'm a avid Amazon customer. I hit a button, stuff show up. But they don't think about the things that it takes from the product to get from the seller to the front door. And y'all fill that gap. So tell us more about the logistics side of things.
It's like so many different aspects, right? So my portion of it, I deal with the structure, generally the contracts, all that other kind of stuff. And people thinking that I'm just gonna call this company up and they're about to tell me they need 5 to 10 of my trucks and I'm just gonna put them on there. And you know what I mean? It's like, look, there's no relationship, there's no, paperwork, and one of the things I always desired when like coming into this company is like building a company, right?
Right.
And in saying that, it's like I want to have everything that everybody else has. So when I'm coming to the table, you cannot say, "Oh, if you only had that, I got it. What
Right.
else you need?
Yep.
I got it. What else you need?" And so it's being prepared. A lot of people don't think about. It's funny when I hear people say, "Hey man, I'm about to get a truck," and I'm like, "Huh," because if you ever want to see money move faster than you have ever seen it before, get into logistics. 100,000 is nothing. You can see 100,000 go in like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the coming and going of money is fast. You do make a lot of money, but one of the things is ROI, and people don't understand that part. When you own your equipment, it's maintenance. It's the fuel right now is going up, skyrocketing. You know what I mean? You got to pay your employees. It's like different things. And if you got a company, now you got to pay workers' comp. You got to pay this insurance. So it's so much tied into it that people don't think,
Right.
like, when it comes to business. You can have a trucking company, but if you want a trucking business, it's two different things,
entities.
right? Because some people have a trucking company and they out there running illegally. But if you ever don't want to get stopped and it gets shut down, you got to run a business.
When you say illegally, what you like as far as the paperwork they need to move their trucks, or
It could be anything. So this is the funny thing, right? So you see the truck drivers and them driving, they can only be on the road a certain amount of hours before they have to stop and take breaks.
right?
And even if they in traffic or accident, they only get some hours back for that. So they could be stuck in traffic all day, and you only gonna get maybe like 1 or 2 hours back from them being in traffic all day.
Oh wow.
So you got to think, now I done sent this person here. They were supposed to be here Tuesday. Now I got to cancel everything else after because now they're not going to get there till Wednesday. Now the pickup on Wednesday got to be canceled. And so it messes it up. Like,
you.
yeah, it's a lot of things out there. And you got to think there's a lot of trucking companies. So you're not the only one on these load boards. You're not the only one that is looking at this freight. So you're not the only one going after this company.
Right.
Exactly.
And so it's a lot. You got bigger companies that can do a whole lot more moving. So, for example, if you got a warehouse, you can create your load. So I can get 3 different loads on one truck. But if I don't have a warehouse, I got to pick up that one.
Oh, that's right. So you stage the product in the warehouse, then load it from the warehouse versus having to go pick the freight up and then route back. Because it makes sense, right? If I'm in, one side, if I'm the east side of High Point and I got to load on the west side, then I want to load back. So now I got to find a load to pick up on the west side to bring me back to the east side. Somebody gets stuck in traffic, they miss the west side load. Do you keep your trucker there 2 or 3 extra days? Who's going to pay for the hotel? Who's going to pay for all those other things? Or do you bring them back home and you lose the fuel? Like those are the types of choices it sounds like you're saying that makes it a function of the corporation and it sounds like that's what you handle, right? You're in charge of the logistics of the logistics. Logistics squared. You know what I'm saying?
Just like figuring out everything, like, who's the account, what do you go over them for, who goes to the account, and who's the person, that spokesperson, who do this. Because generally when you got more than one person, and, we read that screenshot, like, at this, if you don't know who the boss is, right? Because all of you are bosses, but generally when you got multiple bosses, you got to figure out who does what because you don't want to overstep on the other person's job duties. You see what I mean? And so creating a structure and rules helps with that. So now I know how to do this, not to do this, or when to do this, so nobody don't feel like you doing their job or you're trying to say that they're not doing their job properly.
Yeah.
So
like you said, it's funny. You said like bosses, well, kind of like Game of Thrones references. It's a whole kingdom, and then it's different houses. So like you run this part, but I oversee, make sure it's just straight. Like you said, like I trust in you to do your job, but at the same time, I need to check the logistics on the backside for you, so we make sure we all straight away. That's my strength. This is your strength.
That's right.
And I think when people have that understanding and that's how they have their viewpoint of it, it's versus like you just barking orders. It's a whole different ball game for everybody.
Exactly. You fostering that arena of collaboration versus, waving the golden scepter. That's something I always say in my role. Like, I'll collaborate with you until I have to wave the golden scepter. I try not to do it, but
you got a bit spade. Sometimes you got to pull out the bit spade.
Hey, listen, man. Sometimes that big joker got to come out, bro.
Yeah.
You got to. Got to. Good people, we here with Ken, High Point Logistics. So now we're going to move on to another part of the show that's always a lot of fun. 2 shots and 1. So basically what we're going to do, man, is we're going to ask you a few questions about what you like to do, right? So it's going to be 3 questions. And the first one, we're going to start with coffee. I know you're a coffee guy, right? So where do you go to get your coffee from? What you like?
That's a good question. So if I get coffee, it's this place called The Bean that's in High Point.
Shout out to The Bean.
I go to Starbucks, and it's another one. I see the name, but I don't know how to get there. I just can't say what it is.
Right.
But when I go for consistency, I always go for Starbucks.
Right.
Because nobody likes to be disappointed. And I'm one of the people that don't want to be disappointed on my food or beverages.
Yeah,
I need it to be exactly like it was the last time. You know what I mean? If not better, And so sometimes I pull up to Starbucks for consistency. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah, that's true. It's the same everywhere.
Yeah. I like to help the small companies, but at the end of the day,
I say it all the time. That's why McDonald's is still McDonald's, because you might go somewhere. It's like, I just need to grab something real quick. Let me just grab this burger. I know what it tastes like. It's gonna fill me up, and it's just gonna be all right.
I'm gonna hit that cheese on the corner of that wrapper.
Right.
Get off
cheese on the corner of the
wrapper. Oh my God.
I know that's real. Speaking of cheese on the corner of the wrapper, question number 2. So boom, you had a hard day at High Point Logistics. You done sent Mr. John to the west side of High Point, stuck in traffic 3 hours. You can only claim an hour back. Freight ain't just terrible day. You getting off 14 hours. You hungry. Going back to the crib. What's the spot you're stopping at? It's gonna be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna fire up some Netflix and chill, but this is what I really want to have. What's your spot?
First of all, I tell her how ironic that we do have a driver named John. I just want to put that out there.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not stalking your phone. I ain't got none of your stuff hacked.
Like, where did I put in John name down? So I got this place. It was in the mall, which is crazy because who wants to go through all of this stuff to get to the food court to order food? So speaking of soul food, they had a soul food spot in the mall. I would park in that parking lot, walk across that parking lot, into there, up to the first floor to go get this place called Wilt Skillet. So they had, I don't even eat. Now, when I said we said the wings, we talking about the flats. I'm talking about whole wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about them wings were so jumbo.
Oh, wow.
And you get 3 or 4. It was so big, like, when you dunk this part, it was almost like a chicken leg. You see what I mean?
Told you that that drum looked like a fist biting a balloon, bro.
And when I say that this place, the one thing I loved about them is they make your plate like they were your family. And when I say that portion that they give you, I never tell somebody they gave me too much.
Right.
But they were on the borderline with me being like, look, now, I can't even finish this food. Like, I could literally... Like, okay, first of all, the meat gonna get gone, right?
Yeah,
but
sure.
the sides, I could eat it. I still got leftovers for later, you know what I mean? But it was that big of a plate. I'm talking about like your plate heavy.
Yeah.
Like when you leave. So you do appreciate that. So that would be my go-to.
That's dope. That's dope. What's the name of the spot again?
It's called Wilt Skillet.
Wilt Skillet.
But they moved out of the mall now.
Oh,
they got a little spot. They moved a little bit further from me so they don't see me as often.
Hey, listen, you need to go over there and be like, hey, who's moving y'all products in here? Y'all need somebody to move y'all chicken around? Listen, I'm Ken from High Point Logistics. We can help you guys out, but I'm going to need to get a free meal every week. So, got to go in there and do some bartering, some negotiating, right?
Oh, yeah. You got to.
You feel what I'm saying?
At least a plate or two.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Listen, we'll put all this chicken on the van.
And they fry your fish hot.
Hey,
Hey, listen.
Come on now.
Listen,
Come
we
on
can
now.
Come with it.
we can write a dissertation on some fried fish.
Are you a
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
really can.
Bro, I'm talking about- I
I'm
will
talking
defend
we
the
can
whole-
talk- We go trout, grouper, flounder. What we want to start
Bro,
with?
we
You
talking
know?
about hard fried, soft fried,
Slow, no
cornmeal
slow on your
versus
fish sandwich? What
seafood,
you
burger
like?
versus the mix. Man, don't get me. Look,
Can I say this though? Before we move on to that third one,
Yeah.
I say people have moved out, and I say people, but as in our black communities, I feel like we moved out of fish fries on Fridays.
You right.
We have-
Growing up, did we not have fish
Every-
fries
Right.
all the time? And I
Every
just
week.
cannot figure out like what happens to the fish fries,
Especially
like,
during the summer and spring. Like,
Yeah.
the fish fries.
Yeah, so I'm gonna break this news. So Ken is actually my first cousin. So I've known this man my entire life.
entire.
Let me stop you real quick. I'm surprised you made it this far by just calling him Ken, but go ahead.
Man, I'm a struggle.
I have been impressed that
too.
he's calling me
Listen,
Ken
I had to
this
lock
long.
it in. I was locking it in.
I just knew he
Yeah,
was
because
going
that is, I'm gonna tell y'all now, that is not his name. That is his name, but that's not what I call him. We got a whole thing about nicknames. Anyway, because
Yeah.
everybody got nicknames. Right?
Everybody got them.
And I'm just so used to calling him. It's like Ken. I'm like in my brain calling Ken. But to the fish fry piece, right? So like literally, like, you know, his mother and my father are brother and sister. Come from a big family. It's 12 of them. And so like every week we were at somebody's auntie's house or somebody was hosting and they was dropping fish every Friday. From what about April to about October?
Yeah.
Every Friday.
Friday.
Every Friday. Like, and now it's like you get off work. I know for me, man, I'd be so mentally drained. Like when I'm done with my job, I'm done with everything.
Yeah, you just want to unplug.
It's either that or it's like, oh, it's date night. Or, you know, oh, I got to take the kids to the movies and stuff
Right.
like that. But that communal thing is something that I do miss. You all right, man.
Can I say that your house was the favorite one out of them all to have it at though? Because his dad had music.
Yeah.
We play hide and go seek at night.
Right. Oh, I forgot about
I'm
the
talking
at night.
all night long. We hid
Yeah.
in bushes.
Yeah.
Behind cars. Like I'm talking about like it was the most fun when we had a cookout at your
Yeah,
house. I
yeah, because
promise
people
you.
get there about 5 o'clock, they get to cooking, and then about 9 or 10, my dad used to be a DJ.
Yeah.
I could do a whole 2-3 episodes about my dad, but my dad used to be a DJ in a nightclub, so he has all this professional equipment. He pull it out, turn the music up, kids running around. We would be outside 10 o'clock at night, the adults
running around,
outside,
yeah.
you know, kicking it, having a good time. Kids running around playing hide and go seek in the dark.
You right, we
And
don't
it was
do
like
stuff
no
like that no
supervision.
more.
It wasn't like, oh, stop, you're gonna twist your ankle. No, they
Oh,
was,
You know
no.
everybody.
they was in the
dancing?
back. There was like, and that's the thing, back to community, right?
Right.
Where we're from in Selma, everybody knows, you know everybody around you. So it's like, if somebody did wander out to a neighbor's house or something like that, it'd be like, oh yeah, you Ralph and Rose's son. Go back over there. Like
You know one of my aunts and uncles.
Right.
When
I'd
you
be
went to
walking
school-
in the IGA grocery store and a random person walk up to me, you were Edwards, ain't you? I'm like 16, buddy's like 50. Yeah? Yeah, I know your people, da-da-da-da-da-da. But I'm like, sir, I just Grandma told me to come get this Lipton's beefy onion, so I'm trying to get back to Swanee May house. So
Beefy onion?
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's better be the beefy onion. The red
better
cane.
be the beefy onion.
Listen, bro, I got a
better
whole
be.
sermon one time about that.
better.
Now you gonna go down there, you know, she's pointing, you know, you gonna go down there, you gonna get that beefy onion. And if it ain't beefy onion, I don't want it.
Or going to the convenience store for some nabs for your grandma.
Lord have mercy.
Nabs.
And back
Get them
then,
nabs.
listen,
Do they even know what nabs is? If you call Toast like that, I don't even know if they will even come in. It'd be like, you be like, go in there and give me some nabs. What
Some
they-
nabs.
What's
do you mean
nabs?
Lance crackers? No, nabs.
Nabs.
The orange ones.
with a peanut butter.
It's
You know
called
it?
nabs. It's short for Nabisco. We call them nabs. You know what I'm saying? They're all nabs.
Hey, listen, that's the east
When
side.
I tell you, I just figured that out when you just said
Yeah, I
that.
didn't know
really?
that either.
Oh, you didn't know what it was? I had no idea.
I was like, where did the word nabs
Listen,
come
because
from,
where we from,
man?
the folks say something, you run
Yeah,
with it.
you just
Nabs,
run
right?
with it.
Nabs,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
That's all I know.
I just learned it like 3 years ago. I ain't even gonna hold you like I knew this. I just did this like 3 years
Hey,
ago.
listen, the more you know. Shout out to LeVar Burton and the flat top. Third question.
Listen, whenever somebody watches, it's like that part. Everybody gonna be like, "Dang, is that what nabs stood
Nabs
for?"
Nabisco,
I
yeah.
promise you, that's not a
Hey,
common.
listen.
That's
Hey,
not a common
listen. At
knowledge thing.
Nabisco, holla at us, Nabisco. We can partner on this.
I know.
Nabs, you need a NAB campaign. Bring back the Nabs. T-shirts, sweatshirts. We can talk about that. Holla at us. Anyway, so third question on 2 shots. I can't even get through the segment. Third shot. Do the segment, bro.
I don't even know the third question.
I messed you up by bringing up that fish
That
fry.
was funny to me because I didn't know either.
What we said about the last episode, though. Remember?
Right.
Well, you don't know. You gotta say.
Hey, listen. Third question on 2 shots. What does NAB stand for? Oh man, we here with Ken from High Point Logistics, man. We here having a good time on the Breaking Bread podcast. So, so owning a logistics company, you guys have been in business for 4 years, servicing High Point. Any expansion plans?
Yeah, definitely. Without trying to give out too much, you know what I mean. But personally, it's just growing, and we want to grow like organically. You know what I mean. And when I say organically, it's finding that customer and being able to grow and team up with them, because you can't just team up with anybody. A lot of people just being like, "Oh, I'm just gonna jump in business with this." You can't jump in the bed with anybody,
Right.
That's a fact.
You gotta make sure that the company is strong. You gotta make sure that they're gonna have the freight, because what you don't want is them to call you and be like, "Oh, we're gonna have to cancel that load. We have to cancel that load because we still gotta pay them employees."
Right.
That's it. That's it.
And I can't sleep at night paying somebody that didn't have to work. I'll be like, golly, tossing and turning in my bed, like, golly, I just paid about 2 people and they didn't work today.
I'm out here donating.
I'm like, can we just get them to rate the leaves or something? Like, golly.
Look, then I be sleeping. Hello? Kent, what you want, bro? It's 2:30. Well, I had to pay something, bro. I'll call you tomorrow, bro.
Tell me what I need to do. I can't sleep.
Bro, you know it's
can't
2:30.
sleep.
Yeah, I know it's late, bro. I'll talk to you tomorrow, dog. Can't believe I paid that man. They ain't do no
my
work.
gosh.
That is funny to me.
It is.
That is funny to me. So we're gonna get to the biggest part of the episode, man. This is BPE, Big Positive Energy. So this is how this works, Ken.
Okay.
This is the big surprise of the episode. All our guests are like, what is this thing? So this is the part where we hand the show over to you.
Okay.
And how it works is you talk about all the things that you're proud of, anything that you want to talk about, brag about from a positive light, like High Point Logistics, anything that you're interested in. And Derek and I, we're going to sit back. We're going to be the cheerleader. We're going to hype you up so that you can show the people, like, look, this is what we doing. This is how we vibing. And, kind of give you the chance to kind of dust your shoulders off. So here we go. Big Positive Energy is up. Ken at High Point Logistics. It's your show now, baby. What you got for us?
Okay. So I'll start off, like, I guess in the beginning, and this is why I say that you never discount your child, you know what I mean, on them growing up, you know what I mean? Because my parents probably did not think that this is what I was going to be doing when they own the business, stuff like that. Because, and when I say school is not for everybody, school is not for everybody.
That's so true.
And
That's
if you're not a morning person, which I'm still to this day not a morning person, like, I don't care how early I got to get up for a job, it never was like, it would never agree to my body. But you get up that early, you still got to wake up as a child. And I know we had to be at school, bell ringing 8 o'clock. And I'm like, what? Like, and I just was not the person, like, it wasn't fun for me. College was a little bit more fun. I could choose and do whatever I wanted to do.
Where'd you go to college, Ken?
The only, HBC on the East Coast that matters is North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University.
Them Aggies,
Aggie
boy.
pride. Huh?
Them Aggies. I'm Aggie adjacent, so it's all good. My sister with A&T, friends.
Hey,
I got
listen, we
multiple
love the
friends
Rams.
with
We love the
A&T.
Rams. Shout out to Central all day, but y'all know what time it is. My bad, BP. It's your BP. I had to turn it
No.
on. Go ahead.
Yeah. But like growing up, and it was always like like you want to do more.
Right.
Lee, no. I was about to hit
No,
the
I thought you
nickname.
about to mess up.
I was about to hit it up. Yeah, about to go into it. I stopped myself.
Right, you
so
called
the
it
brakes. I started out early, man. Like, and this was like the energy that it seemed like it had got me. It's not nothing I like, but when somebody tells me that I can't do something, it always gives me the energy to get it done, right? But not that you want that negative energy around you to get it done, right?
Right.
But I went out one day and I said I was gonna buy a house, right? And they was like, my friends were like laughing, like, "Kid, you ain't about to buy no house." I was 19. We was in our sophomore year in college. And I was like, no. Like, I want to go get a house. And I kept it. And one of the things that I did, I wrote it down. And I gave that energy of, I went to go look for houses. I went to go look for a real estate person. Like, I did all the things to get it done.
Right.
And, months later, boom.
19 in the crib.
19 in the crib, and I got a house, like, you know what I mean, and it won't just like any house. It was the house that I wanted.
It was like that. Because I was in there soaking up his air conditioning and wearing out his carpet fibers. The house was like that.
When Lee pulled up on there, he's like,
Dang,
this
is yours. This is yours. Like the Tiffany Haddish audio. This is yours. This is yours. Oh, look at this carpet. brand new everything, 2 floors in here. What?
Right, but that's that energy, and I only told that story because I want to say like going to the business. It was things that I wanted to go for that people didn't normally go for when it came to business, and not just any business, black business. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? And I seen companies like do good as black businesses and then fall because they didn't have things right. It's
Yeah.
taxes, insurance, not paying people. Like and I was like, listen, this is not anything that I want for a company that that created. You want to have everything right?
Integrity.
So we went. I applied for FEMA. Department of Defense, we just got that contract.
Hey.
Yeah. So I was happy.
Say that one more time.
Department of Defense.
You got a what now from them?
Huh?
You got a what from the Department of
Yeah,
Defense?
certified Department of Defense trucking company.
High Point Logistics. You need to move something. Hey, Biden, Robinette, you need to move something though.
Need them
High Point
Humvees
Logistics.
moved. You need them Humvees.
Because I called Joe Biden Robinette. That's his middle name. Robinette, you need some moved on. Hey, High Point Logistics. Go ahead, bro.
We're a certified minority black company.
That's awesome.
So and we're a Smart Way certified company with the government. So which means that we staying sustainable.
That's good.
So my next big project with them is just making High Point Logistics more sustainable, trying to be a electric vehicle company.
So that's major.
Nice.
So
that's major.
Trying to cut fuel out altogether.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. But the biggest thing it's I'm gonna say weird. I'm trying to stop saying weird, but one of the things that pushed me is like when I was applying for it, because you don't never know you're gonna get it, right? You know what I mean? Because they always say put in the book you can hide it from black people, right? And whenever going into it, when I tell you the verbiage and the stuff that's in there, I'm reading stuff and I gotta read these contracts 2 or 3 times. I'm like, what does that mean? And there's so many steps. You need this, you need this, you need this, you need this, and it's like to get that paper and it say you approved, it meant something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's kind of like, all right, everybody can't do this. You know what I mean?
But
so
you did. You and High Point Logistics did.
Yeah, exactly. And so, my team, we work diligently and hard to become that. I don't know, I just really want to be like, when people say, hey, you talk about the Old Dominions, the FedEx, I want them to say High Point Logistics one day and be like, and say, oh, and they're a black company. Not like High Point Logistics is a black company. High Point Logistics is a transportation company, and by the way, they're owned by African Americans.
Commas, not periods, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want people to see it whenever they do it. I'm not trying to hide it.
Right.
I just don't want that to be the forefront. I just want I want it to be like, you could trust us. We're gonna be on time. We get your freight there. All that kind of stuff.
Service.
It's our service, not
That's what you wanted to be your
doing it.
identity. Instead of, hey, I'm black, you should work with me because I'm black. Identity because of, like you said, integrity, quality of what our work is, and it's going to get done right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And one of the things I always say is, when I'm at work, we are professionals. This is the NBA. This is the NFL. We go home and we watch LeBron. We watch, our favorite celebrities doing this and that and the third, think that they are at the elite of their craft. But Monday through Friday, when you're doing this, this is the NBA. This is the NFL. And you are LeBron. You can be LeBron. You could be Jordan. You could be Ja. You could do exactly what they're doing in the realm that you're at. And that's what High Point Logistics is bringing to the people, right? Quality, service, integrity, all that good fun stuff. And I like what you said earlier, Ken, where you were like, I don't want people to look at it and say, oh, it's a black company, so let me support them. I want to support High Point Logistics because look at the service. Look at what they're doing.
Right.
Oh, by the way, it's also a black-owned company. Man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. What else you got for us for BPE before we get on up out of here?
Man, aside from the company or personal?
It's up to you. This is your show.
Yeah.
Because I think you was about to go to that third question. I thought I have picked up tennis, man. So you know how because I always say that's important, even with business. You got to have something that's aside from business that you like to do, right? And one of them is like design, like remodeling homes. So I could just do that without even thinking. And that's like my pastime to get lost in. But as trying to be an athlete, and I always just joke about it because I came from track. So I said, nobody calls their friends, but hey, man, let's go out there and run a couple of hundreds. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I picked up tennis, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? I get to, run cross court. I get to, do all these moves, and it gives me something else to try to be the best at. You see what
Something
I mean?
else to conquer.
Who doesn't like to win? I go out there to win every time.
Right.
Like,
I
I
don't
don't
care
have
what it
any
is.
plans on coming out here to lose today.
No,
I
not
hope
at
you
all.
don't. And don't take it easy on me
No.
because I'm trying to beat
Man, let
you
me
for
tell
real
y'all.
one day.
Man, let me tell y'all this story, man. So like, growing up, hide and go seek. We used to play hide and go seek. Me and all my cousins, right? But
Right.
Ken's always been the fastest. I was always the second fastest. Fast pound for pound, non-division one athlete ever. Yes, I will run you down on the 40. Don't let this chest fool you. Anyway, so like, but I could never catch him.
Right.
Like I could never catch him. So then, boom, Ken goes to high school, killing it in track, world, like got a lot of accolades and stuff like that. To piggyback on what he just said, you know we're related because we
Yeah.
are hyper competitive, bro. This was what, about 6-7 years ago. We had a family union cookout.
I know where you going.
And so we out there kicking it. We get to talking a little junk. I look at him, he look at me. I said, bro, we can run it right. We on a baseball field. I said, we can run the ones right now. So we lined up on the third base line, marked off what we thought felt like a 40, right? It was not official. All the Osanokos out there was me, Ken, and there was some other of our younger cousins.
Yeah.
But we knew we knew what this is about.
Yeah.
So like, boom, go. We coming off the line. I'm right there with him. Then he start pulling away. Slowly. Right? Hit that turbo button on him. So I'm probably trying to get there. Ran out of gas. He beat me again. It ain't over.
It ain't over.
It ain't over.
I think it got worse, man. I got faster as I got older, man. That's what happened. Something.
You said you just ran a 40, right? You ran a
I'm
what?
shooting for like a 4 something.
But you just ran a
4.5.
40. Not by what? You said about a month ago, something like that?
It's been, let me see, it was around Thanksgiving. I think last year.
Last year.
it's
So
been-
so
it's
you
been
ran a 40
year.
last year. What you run on that 40?
A 4.7.
4.7 flat on the 40.
4.72, I think it was.
I could probably run the 4.9 right now.
That was at the about 15, 20-minute warm-up. So I think if I could get a little chance now, let me get a little warm-up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shoot
See
for
what
that.
but see what he don't know, he giving me the playbook because I got to sneak him. That's how I'm going to do it.
Right.
I'm gonna just go to the crib, we chilling, this and the blah blah blah. Hey, Ken, let's go run the 40 right now. He gonna say yeah. He ain't gonna say
ain't
no
gonna say
because
no.
because I know what to say to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, man, come on.
You know what story I thought you was going to tell?
Which one?
Tisha and your mama on that base. Listen, when I say our family is like, we're competitive.
Yeah.
So the ball goes out. I forgot who's on base. I think Tisha, and she hits the ball, and she's running for first base.
Yeah.
And Aunt Rosa, his mom,
My mama.
is on base.
Right.
We're trying to get the ball, and Tisha is running
Sprinting.
for the thing. When I tell you,
Boom!
she knocked
Bro.
her off her feet, boy,
Bro.
on that thing for that base.
Bro, and my mom and my sister are Trump tight.
Right.
But my mama, she's the sweetest lady in the world. But if it's something to win, we fighting to win it. like,
She took one for the team. You hear me?
and got her out.
And got out. She took it.
Took it right on the chin, got right up, told my sister to go back to the dugout.
I love my family. When I tell y'all, we laughed so hard about that situation. She wanted that. She was not playing about that first base.
Hey, we don't play, bro.
She was not playing about it.
Yo, hilarious,
Oh,
man.
man.
That was the only family softball game we did. We got to do that one more.
We got to do
That
that,
was a good
again.
time.
We got to do it because they getting older.
Yeah.
They are.
Y'all might need an EMT out there this time. Just, not because y'all older, but y'all having collisions like that. Just go ahead and get
No,
you
we
an EMT.
talking about it was our aunts and uncles were playing.
Right.
Yeah, we
That's
talking
the
about
crazy part.
65-year-old people out there playing with
They were
us.
playing. I don't know how they felt later on that night and whether they had to go to the ER. But I know that was the first time. But guess what? We never heard them complain. Not
once.
one.
It was love all the way through. Even
It
after they
was.
got out,
Yeah.
it's all hugs and
It
love and
was.
everything else, man. Awesome time. So good people. We've had a ball with y'all today. Ken from High Point Logistics. One more time before we wrap, tell the people how they can find you.
They can find me on LinkedIn. I'm over there as Ken Altman Jr. You might be Kenneth if you had to spell it out. Kenneth Altman Jr. You can go to the website, www.highpointlogistics.com. And from there, you could find all the Instagram and all the
social media.
social media
handles.
stuff. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So good people. Another one in the books. Derek, what you got for us, man? Close us out.
I ain't got nothing. I was taking notes. I was got questions after this. Man. I was like, logistics. I need to talk.
Derek said he had to figure that thing on
I had
out.
to figure that thing out.
I know
Put two
that's
and two
real.
together.
I know that's real. I know that's real. Well, listen, man. Lee and Derek from the Breaking Bread podcast. Good people. Enjoy. Have a good one. Take care. We are out of here. And remember, anything 45 degrees and colder is wild cold.
Talk to
Even
us,
the water
Nabisco.
don't rock with it. We out of here.
Unless it's in a glass.
Unless it's in the glass.
Peace.